Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Finance Friday, brought to you by Sean with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Hope everyone is having a fantastic end of the week. We're going to take a look at some coins that are making some moves that are finally stabilizing. I think it's at a point where we could possibly see certain coins within the last 2 years kind of make a move upward. And you guys probably need to know about that. In addition, are the CC and O Privy Morgan pre-sales selling on eBay for $300 to $400? Man, the results will shock you. So we're going to take a look at all of that, plus talk about a few other coins that maybe you guys had forgotten about that are beginning to gain a little bit of steam as we head into the waning final few weeks of the summer season. So, as always, thank you again for all of your support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. Your endorsement is going to go a long way, and all of the support, again, much appreciated, and always want more of it. So, thank you guys. All right, so the newest, hottest ride out in the street is indeed the 2021 Type 2 Silver Eagles. But no surprise, the eBay market, the secondary market, is flooded with all sorts of sales of the Type 2 coins. From what I've seen, the unopened Type 2 presentations with the government packaging have been settling for between 130 and 140. So we've seen a little bit of a spike after the sale up to about the $145 to $150 range, and then now they've kind of retraced back down to where I thought it would be a week after release. All right, and that's somewhere in that 130 to 135 range. I'm going to say that we're going to continue to see this particular coin move downwards. If you got them and you don't need them, please do unload them and make a little bit of money. As of right now, as you can see, yeah, the prices are beginning to drop little by little every day. I would say, a 5% drop every day until it normalizes to the standard kind of like $80 range for these W proofs seems to be the fair amount of money for them. Now keep in mind there is a product limit of 300,000 for these. While not incredibly high, it's not the lowest either. I mean, we've seen tons of other different silver mint products that have tremendously lower mintages. And are certainly worth the pickup. But as you can see, prices are beginning to retrace on a lot of these. Here's one for $120. That's one of the new proof coins that sold over a week ago. And of course, there's a few people that's selling the proof 70s in both the Type 1, Type 2. Now, I had just talked about the new Type 2 reverse proofs, but there are also quite a bit of the BU uncirculated made specifically for bullion that are selling out there. Now here's a lot of 10 from bullion exchanges that sold for $348. So if you took out tax, that comes out to almost $35 a coin, which seems like a pretty good deal for the Type 2. The Type 1s, if you could find them, can be had for right around $40 to $42. I found that those particular coins, and there hasn't been a lot of them on sale lately, has been kind of hovering in that $40 to $42 range per coin. So I also wanted to talk about the mintage of the Type 1 Eagles, because a lot of people had said, oh, it's going to be a low mintage and all that. It's probably not as low a mintage as you think. 13,106,500 pieces have been produced of the Type 1. That's the reverse of 1986. And it's still a good amount, as a matter of fact. It's about no more different than what we've seen on some of the other coins. For example, the 2018 is 15,700,000. So it's only a couple 100,000 difference from one to the other, and it's not going to touch any of the key dates. People said this is going to be the modern key date. I don't think it is. I mean, the 96 Silver Eagle is at 3.6 million. So it's almost 1 million more for this year's Type 1 than it is for that particular coin. And if you looked at any of the other dates of the late 80s and 90s, you're going to see just similar types of numbers: 5 million, 6 million, 7 million. So this coin has a long ways to go, and I think the tie-in to it being the last standard issue from the U.S. Mint of a bullion coin seems a little bit of a reach, just for mostly speculation, practices. Do not fall for that. These coins, again, right now, are going to level out. All right, and they're just going to go with the flow with the PM market as it sits. So silver, most specifically, has gone down here in the last 10 days. We've seen about a $3 price drop per ounce for silver. So that has also affected the values on some of these coins as well. But as you can see, Type 2, if you want to get yourself a nice Type 2 BU Silver Eagle, you're going to be looking around $60. The Mid-State 69 versions have been hovering around $45 to $50. So there's really not a whole lot of difference between the 69 and the 70. I think people are seeing these Silver Eagles as being more just as valuable as they normally would be in a silver market. All right, whatever that market is, it could be $20 silver, it could be $50 silver. But we're not seeing the big, larger premiums for perfect graded bullion Silver Eagles as we once did. So just to let you guys know, don't overpay for any of the Mid-State 70 Silver Eagles, just the regular stuff, not the burnish, not the proof, not the reverse proof, but just the regular bullion rounds. Do not overpay for them. Again, raw examples of these coins ungraded. For the Type 2, it's between $35 and $38. So they've dripped a little bit, down a few bucks per ounce. The Type 1s are $40 to $42. They used to be as high as $50 at one point. And then the graded examples, again, use their better judgment. Don't pay over $50 for a 69. That would just be maddening, at first. And then Mid-State 70 versions of that coin. Again, no more than $60. So that's where we're at with the Silver Eagles. The next thing that I wanted to address are those pesky 2020 West Point Jefferson nickels that were included in both the regular standard proof set and the silver proof set. All right, they didn't make a W minted Jefferson nickel that is a BU that was supposed to be in the mid set. They did not make that at all. So I think a lot of people were kind of wanting to see that, and because of the pandemic and various other factors, they put the kibosh on the West Point BU coin, which is unfortunate because I know, along with a few others like Jeff Stanley, he wanted to get some of those, and they're just not out there. And I don't think the Mint will be producing or backfilling that particular coin, even if you did order the Mint set for 2020. But prices on these have definitely settled down. All right, over the summer, we've seen the prices retrace about 10% on both Proof 69s and Proof 70s. But in addition, we've also seen a nice price dip on the raw coins in the original government, the plastic baggies. And these right here, the regular standard W Mint Proof, which was seeded into regular proof sets when you ordered them, and the W Mint Reverse Proof was made available in the silver proof sets. So what I wanted to talk about was actually the sales of both the proof set and the silver proof set, because however many of each set were sold, that would in turn be your mintage of these nickels. So the 2021 proof set, I'm going to have to go back a year, sorry about that, the previous, and talk about where we sit here for the for those both of those sets. Saw it here a second ago. There's Silver Eagle. Or maybe I might have gone back too far. We'll see. Let's go back to page 3. I think it's toward the top, because I was showing you guys the 2021 proof and silver proof mintages All right, so here's the 2020 proof set with the first Jefferson nickel. This is just a standard proof nickel at 465,091. The reverse proof that was included in the silver proof set for last year is 313,246. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Both of these sets, both the regular clad proof set that you see here is unavailable. I have a feeling that they are phasing that out, and they are no longer going to be made for sale in the near future. And the same goes for the silver proof set, which was April 17th of last year. So these have maxed out their life cycle on the US Mint website, and that's usually the case. Usually about 18 months after release is when they decide to make these unavailable, and they'll pull it off at the end of the year to make way for the brand new 2022 offerings. So you're going to see a lot of the 2020 stuff drop off the website. This one, they're already setting that in there. It's in remind me function, but I've seen that before. They're not going to sell any more of these. But that was the big draw, was that reverse proof Jefferson nickel. So yeah, pretty low mintage for both, and I would assume that years on down the road, these are going to be just some of those keys that people are looking for because they are West Point, and I don't think they're going to mint these ever again in the future. So the reverse proof is a lot less mintage by about 150,000 pieces. So as you can see, going back into the sales data. Sorry, my screen's all frozen. There it goes. So we've seen the raw coins sell for under $20 now, whereas 3 months ago these you can find a for under $25. But now we are seeing even the reverse proof, which is a lot less minted type at 313,000, being offered up at only this amount of money. So I've seen them for like 15 to $20. There are folks that have taken them out of the original government packaging and put them in these like airtights, and $10 for those ones, and that's the regular W proof. So we've definitely seen these drop down quite a bit, and I'm going to say that we are probably close to being at a stable price point at the $15 to $20, as long as it's either the proof or the regular or the reverse proof. I don't know why I said regular. Of each type. Now, when it comes to graded, it used to be about 90 days ago, we were seeing quite a few of these proof 70s, especially in the reverse proof, sell for over $100, like $109. But we are currently seeing these prices dip down quite a bit more. And I think based off of the overall population figures, it's gonna kind of be an eye-opening experience to where it might be a pretty good opportunity to pick up a few of these if you've been looking for them. Because I have a feeling that once the coin market kind of comes back alive like it normally does in September, October, we're going to see these things begin to go back up. So Proof 69s in either finish is under $20 right now. And if you wanted a non-first day of issue or a non-first strike nickel, the regular proof has been settling in at around $40 to $50, which is about $20 less than what it normally was. But also the reverse proof, let's see if we can find one here. And then they got the specialized kind of like holders like this. Of course, you pay a little bit extra for those just for aesthetics. But the reverse proofs are also somewhere in that $50 to $60 range. So I suspect that we won't see prices quite this cheap in the long run. Once we get through the holiday season, we might see these things creep back up toward the $100 level for the reverse proof and the $85 level for the regular proof. As far as overall grading pops is concerned, PCGS has the regular proof nickel, 4,287 total pieces graded across all grades, and that's like proof 67, 68, 69, and 70. When it comes to 70 deep cameo, they have this coin at 1,645, all right, which is approximately maybe 30% of the entire amount. For the reverse proof, this number is actually a lot less. The actual amount that were graded, respective to how many were sold, which is crazy, 5,198 total pieces graded by PCGS, and only 1,633 pieces with that perfect Proof 70 deep cameo. So less Proof 70s compared to the regular proofs, but more were graded. So obviously it seems like a little bit tougher coin to achieve a Proof 70. But you could see that the prices have definitely settled down. Obviously, you want to try and aim for like the first strike or first release or first day of issue. That's where you get a ton more value. And I really don't like to say that people value the information on what's on the slab, because it's always been buy the coin, not the slab. But we're going to see that people really do care about first strike designation, and they'll pay more money to own that coin. All right, so that's the West Point nickels. They have kind of stabilized for raw examples, especially. The V75 2020 Silver Eagles. Wow, these things have dropped quite a bit in the last 90 days. And we have seen Proof 70 coins dip approximately 15-20% in the last 90 days. And I'll show you data from 90 days ago or whenever. But as you can see, we got Proof 70s, first strikes at $641. Here's a 69 at $379. So that's kind of where we're at price point wise. There's even one right here. It sold for $500 for the V75 Silver Eagle. In terms of the actual raw coins themselves, the prices are still kind of all over the place. But I've seen more finished listings in this level right here, the $300 to $340 range. And even unopened, still in the mid carton, $381, $390. Here's one here that sold for under $300. Of course, that's a Proof 68. But as you can see, prices are beginning to stabilize across the board for 69s and 70s. And too early to tell where the raw examples are going to settle at, if in fact this is a settling point at the $350 to $400 range. And we saw just a very slight window where a few of them did sell closer to $300. This could be possibly a turnaround where these things begin to creep back up in value ahead of the holiday season. But let's go ahead and take a look at the pricing data from as far back as I could go, I suppose. So page 4. And these are from May 6th. So it looks like the prices haven't really moved too much. As a matter of fact, on a few of them, they've gone up a little bit. But, you know, we did see some Proof 70s sell for $500. So they've definitely come down a little bit. And it really doesn't matter if it's NGC or PCGS. Yeah, we've seen the prices dip down to $500. So they've dropped down quite a bit. A few of the listings compared to what they have sold today dropped probably as much as 30%. So I would anticipate that we're pretty close to being at the bottom on this one, because it is a rather unique set. And I know a lot of people don't take a lot of stock in just a simple little privy stamp that the U.S. Mint put on in the fields on this coin. There are a lot more collectors of Silver Eagles, from bullion to the collectible low mintage stuff, than there is not. So I would suspect that we're going to see these creep back up here in the next 6 months or so. Once we get through the holiday season, that'll be more of a telling spot, because I would say, you know, things always ramp up at such a unnatural level from September to the first couple weeks of January that, you know, we seem to lose sight of the kind of after the storm period. And I usually call this like February, March, where the coin market is still robust, but that is truly the regular market after the holidays. So we'll see exactly where some of these settle back down to after the New Year's. But yeah, I would say right now we're seeing kind of like a slow wave of activity, price data wise, as opposed to some of this, you know, like we did the first 90 days after release, where it was kind of, you know, I sold mine for $500 raw. And it shot straight up, and I was able to sell it for what I did, and it shot straight down and went back down to like 429 or whatever it was a few weeks after release. So it was kind of like all over the place at the beginning of this release. But that's the V75. Let's go ahead and take a look. Finally, what you guys been waiting for, the Morgan dollars, the pre-sale ones that haven't. Nobody owns these things yet. But is it just crazy to me? These things were selling for about double issue price, so that 150 to 160 range. But when in the world did these things jump up to this? That's for a single coin, ladies and gentlemen. 2021 Morgan silver dollar with CC privy mark. Order confirmed. Ships fall. This one sold for $400, but it doesn't stop there. I thought that was just some weird pricing anomaly. But there are a bunch of other supporting sales of not only singular coins, but people are selling a batched amount of coins. Like, for example, here's a 4-coin set with 2 O's and 2 CC's, all pre-sale stuff for $1,200. So that puts it at $300 a coin. Here's another one right here, a CC for $375. It seems to me that the CC privy mint mark coins are selling for more than the O privy. Here's actually a 2-coin set, a CC and an O. I mean, this looks like a huge bargain at $530, but I mean, still, that's $265 a coin. I mean, they shot up quite a bit, and as we could see, we continue on down the line, the prices are remarkable. $300 to $400 a pop. And it just doesn't stop. And I've only gone back a few days, but you can see the pricing on screen hasn't moved around that much. People are taking a little bit of a discount by selling an O and a CC in the same listing. Personally, I would just sell the CCs and the O's separate as singular coins, and that's where you're going to realize the most amount of profit. But again, these are pre-sales. These coins are not live anywhere right now, and these are going to drop in about 2.5 months. So we're still quite a bit ways out. Late October, early November is when these are going to be hitting mailboxes. But wow, this is huge. This is a huge development right here. Now, the question is going to be, do you value these coins enough to keep them? Or should you take advantage of this while everything is just, all the news and just the hype is still very hot about it? And I think a lot of that had to do with the cancellation of the last 4 coins. And these just, I think, exploded. And that was like, when was that? Like middle of June or something like that, when the U.S. Mint made that announcement. And then that's probably, I would say, the kind of like turning point in how people perceive these particular coins, the pre-sales, that is, and not the coins themselves. Again, this is all a case of like fear of missing out. A lot of FOMO going on here, right here. But I'm going to say this right now: do not buy these if you're in the market. Number one. Number two, if you got them and you got the pre-sales, you got the confirmed order numbers and everything like that, you might want to consider dumping these and possibly putting the money aside, so that way here in the next couple weeks we got the Denver and the San Francisco Morgans dropping, and then we also have the Peace Dollar and the Philadelphia Morgans. So there's going to be plenty of coins to buy here in the next few weeks. The real question is, do you get these pre-sales, dump them, and then collect quite a nice handsome amount of profit? Because if you sold, say, for example, one of each coin, and it comes out to this, which is not even the top end of what we've seen for some of these coins on the secondary market, you're going to walk away with $350 profit, which is, I think I'm okay with that at the end of the day. But this is the big mover this week. I would say it's been the big mover here in the last month or so. But as you can see, prices are not stopping. As a matter of fact, they're trending upwards. We've had our first confirmed CC sale at $400. And you know what that means. Monkey see, monkey do in the market. People are going to tail those higher prices up until people just couldn't handle it anymore, or until the product drops, and then the market will be flooded with all sorts of raw examples of not only the CC and O, but also the D, the S, the P, and then that peace dollar as well. The peace dollar is going to be a sleeper in all of this because it's only a one-type design with no additional mint marks or variants thereof. So definitely keep that in mind as well. But there you go. Yeah, you'd have to go back to July 10th to find like constant, regular, under $300 sold prices of this coin. But yeah, things have changed here just in the last few weeks. These are now officially up to $400. I would say if you got them, sell them. If you don't particularly care for them, and then buy a real CC Morgan dollar or something. But that's gonna go ahead and do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this edition of Finance Friday. I know it's kind of like a new spur of the moment thing, but we got to take a look at a lot of very stable prices on various coins that you may want to jump on, and a few of these Silver Eagles and upcoming Morgan commemorative coins seeming to be the hottest thing since sliced bread. But that's going to go ahead and do it. Thank you again, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that good old bell for instant notifications. And I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound Finance Friday, and I am out. You guys take care.